The average person lies 3 times per 10 minutes of conversation, sometimes without even noticing it. Lying is part of everyday life, but what exactly is a lie? A lie is an intentionally false statement. In fact, as the Italian psychologist Luigi Annolli affirmed, in order to tell a lie, 3 conditions must be satisfied: the falsity of what is said, the liar's awareness of this falsity, and the intention to deceive someone in order to make assume misbeliefs or to restrain him or her from knowing the truth. According to the psychologist Paul Ekman, there are 2 main ways to lie: to conceal, that is, withholding some information without adding anything untrue, and to falsificate, that means presenting false information as if it were true. People conceal and falsificate all the time, mostly due to social conventions. Yet, there are many reasons for lying. During the last years, increasing attention has been paid to the studies on nonverbal language and on lie detection techniques. Paul Ekman, pioneer in the study of emotions and lies, confirmed Charles Darwin's belief that facial expressions and emotions are universal and inborn, regardless of one's culture. By observing a tribe in Papua New Guinea living isolated from the rest of the world, Paul Ekman pinpointed in 1972 6 basic facial expressions: anger, disgust, sadness, happiness, fear, and surprise. Since emotions show up in the same way all over the world, it is possible to catch a liar by observing his or her nonverbal language, expressions, posture, voice, and gestures. When somebody tells a lie, mind and body tend to contradict the falsehood that is told, producing important clues. It is a leakage when the truth is mistakenly revealed, or a deception clue when the liar's behavior suggests he or she is lying. The mistakes may be shown in a change in the expression on the face, an inflection to the voice, a swallowing in the throat, a very deep breath, a slip of the tongue, or a gestural slip. All signs mainly caused by 3 emotions: fear of being caught, deception guilt, and duping the light. However, there is no sign of deceit itself, no gesture, facial expression, or muscle twitch that in and of itself means that a person is lying. The clues suggest only that that person is trying to hide a strong emotion. Words, poses, sound of the voice, expressions, body movements, gestures, respiration, flushing, blanching, and sweating are just some of the sources to consider. The body is the source that leaks the most. The farther away from the brain a body part is positioned, the less awareness we have of what it is doing. The idea that body movements may leak concealed feelings has only recently been confirmed, also thanks to the experiments carried out by Paul Ekman and his team. In one of these experiments, a group of nursing students were shown films of gruesome medical scenes and asked to hide any sign of their feelings as they watched. Nursing student after nursing student gave away her lie by a slight shrug while answering to the interviewer's questions. The shrug means insecurity and is an emblem, a particular gesture that has a very precise meaning known to everyone within a cultural group. On the basis of this experiment, I carried out a similar test on a group of 6 people, different by occupation, age, and sex. Each of them was shown 2 films, the first one with pleasant images, the second one with polluted seas, surgical operations, and burns. During the interviews were recorded several deceit clues: duping smiles, head movements, shoulder shrugs, an increase in poses, several squelched expressions of disgust, an increase in voice pitch.
Lo faresti vedere a un bambino?
Sì, molto carino.
Partial words.
Un cielo stupendo.
Trembling voice and repetitions. The most reliable source of facial leakage, and at the same time the most difficult to catch, lies in microexpressions, expressions that last from half to 1/25 of a second and provide a full picture of the concealed emotion, but so quickly that it is usually missed. This phenomenon was discovered almost 20 years ago by Paul Ekman's team, examining a filmed interview with a psychiatric patient who was concealing her plan to commit suicide. Only observing the interview in slow motion, experts could notice a number of facial shrugs and a micro-expression, a very short but complete sadness facial expression quickly followed by a smiling appearance. The first episode of the TV series Lie to Me, of which Dr. Paul Ekman was the scientific consultant, shows the interrogation of an American neo-Nazi. The investigator is certain he planted a bomb in a church attended by African Americans, but he doesn't know in which one, and the neo-Nazi refuses to answer. But his micro-expression of joy when he hears the name of the church the FBI is about to search shows that it is the wrong one, while the micro-expression of anger when he hears the name of another church suggests it is there he planted the bomb. We can't rely only on one element to accuse someone of lying. In fact, mistakes in judging someone occur very often. The risk of misjudging an innocent or believing a liar increases when the liar and the target of the deceit come from different cultures and do not share a language. A fitting example is the deceit set by Hitler for the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Chamberlain, during the meetings that began on September the 15th, 1938. On that occasion, Hitler promised he would not annex Czechoslovakia, while he was already secretly mobilizing his army. Even if Hitler made mistakes, Chamberlain would have had difficulty spotting them, since their conversation was through interpreters. If the liar makes any verbal mistake, like slips or pauses that are too long, the interpreter can cover them. Moreover, the process of simultaneous translation allows the speaker time to think about how he will word the next part of his lie. Even if the listener understands the liar's language, if it is not his native language, he is likely to miss subtleties in delivery and wording that could be clues to deceit. Each culture has its own prescribed styles that govern, to some extent, the use of face, hands and voice to illustrate the speech. If the lie catcher does not take into account cultural differences, he or she is more vulnerable to misinterpreting behaviors and to misjudging the interlocutor. The differences regarding nonverbal language are even more important if we consider that the total impact of a message is about 7% verbal, 38% vocal, and 55% nonverbal. The most considerable cultural differences exist mainly in relation to territorial space, eye contact, touch frequency, and gestures. For example, one gesture that can lead to misunderstandings is the head nod, that is used in most cultures to signify agreement. However, in India, the head is rocked from side to side to signal yes, confusing Westerners and Europeans who use this gesture to communicate maybe yes, maybe no. Therefore, there are many occasions to misunderstand a gesture, an expression, or a reaction, but remembering that a lie is betrayed by the discrepancy between the verbal and the nonverbal language, paying more attention to details, and trying to be objective in judgments, it will be possible to notice new elements and maybe to read between lies.
I love you. I'm gonna leave my wife. I just need a little more time.
Push into the sky. It's easier to lie.
Excuse me.